Hi, and welcome to my new tarot series on my favourite deck, the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley. Great looking deck, and I'm going to be starting with just taking a random card out of the minor arcana, and I'm going to be looking at them first, and then probably go on from there to the court cards, and then lastly go through the most detailed section, which would be probably systematically from the Fool to the Universe. So anyway, the first card that we've got is this lovely looking card, which is the Nine of Discs again. So we'll go to a detailed screenshot of this and we'll break it down. Hiya, so we're now looking at a detailed screenshot of the Nine of Discs. Again, great looking card. Very general description. We've got three different coloured discs here, one pink, bluish and green, and the colours of those intermingle to form these integrated rays here, which fan out and energise the 6 coins that surround the 3 orbs there. Going into the astrology of the card, you've got Venus at the top, which is in the sign of Virgo. So Venus, all about pleasures, love, money, basically just expressions of our values and tastes. What Venus is really saying is that if we follow what is in our heart and what really has meaning for us, then it should bring gain to our lives and fulfillment. And Virgo down the bottom here is really bringing things down to earth, because it's an earth sign, so it's to do with practical matters, discrimination, organisation, and adds a necessity to be clear in our path and to keep our feet on the ground in following our heart's desire, which is in Venus. Going back to the 3 orbs here, we've got the blue, which could represent wisdom, the pink is love, and the green is fertility. So obviously the main coloration of the card is green, so again that's backing up the fact that this is quite a productive and fertile card to have in material affairs. This is actually the first card of the suit of discs in which the discs actually become coins, and it's now because we're quite far down the tree of life. I'll just bring a diagram of that up for you. So we are way down here, the very bottom being Malkuth here. So it's at a point where things are beginning to become more mundane at this point. So we're looking really at material gain here, unless the cards are reversed or ill-aspected. We'll break down the 6 outer coins here, and we'll first look at the top 3 coins. These are actually representing masculine planets, the highest coin being Saturn, then we've got Mars on the left here, and Jupiter on the right. Going back to Saturn, shows a picture of a helmeted warrior, so this is indicating the necessity to do things step by step and knowing our boundaries. Going on to Mars, and male figure here with like a feathered cap. That's really telling us that we gain through tapping our own resources, energy and vitality. And finally moving on to Jupiter here. That's basically showing us to be open and flexible when opportunities really come our way. So it's to do with expansion of consciousness as well, even though this is really quite a mundane practical card. Moving on to the lower 3 coins here, these are actually representing feminine planets. So we've got Mercury on the left, lady in a hat. Again, Mercury is all to do with the importance of communication, being in touch with what our heart's desires are and communicating that. And bottom right, Venus, again, going with your heart's desires, and finally going down to the moon here, showing a picture of a woman within the moon, if you can actually see the detail. And that's basically to do with trusting your own instincts and intuition there. So quite a lot of symbology for one of the last cards of the minor arcana here, and there are two sizes of Thoth tarot, and I was reluctant to get the larger size at first because I didn't really see the need for them, but when I actually started to look at all the symbology that was contained within them, they're well worth getting, even though you maybe actually read practically with a smaller deck. You know, if you're really interested in looking at what's in these cards, the larger version is absolutely well worth it, although it's, as you would expect, slightly more expensive. So implied on this card then is a sense of completion, because it does actually symbolise gain. Looking at the numerology of the card, this reinforces a sense of completion, because the number 9, if you add up all of the whole numbers between 1 and 9, you get the number 45. Add 4 and 5 together and that becomes 9, so you find yourself right back at the beginning again. So that sense of completion again is shown, is actually borne out in the numerology of the card. If we look at that further, then things like 9 times 9 equals 81, 8 plus 1 is 9, so you will find that that repeating sort of pattern goes on and on with the number 9. So again, it reinforces the sense that something tangible will actually come out of drawing this card, and something positive. Okay, we'll go on to the final section, which is divination. Normally I would do a spread here and move away from the screenshot, but I've only done one card, so I think in the next one I might do a 2-card spread. But if we just look at the divination meanings for it now and just wrap up there. So upright, we're looking at this card representing a general period of improvement in all aspects of your life, particularly materially, possible settlements, financial gifts, karmic rewards, good luck, as well as good management in financial affairs, and even financial security after hard work and planning, that sort of thing. Reversed can mean gain at the expense of others, reckless spending of money, your financial security about to take a downturn, or it could be just a time to be cautious with your finances. And finishing with a few quotes from Crowley on this card. They were his deck after all. So the quotes are: good luck attending material affairs, favour and popularity, on page 216 of the Book of Thoth. And the last quote is: multiplication of a symbol of energy always tends to degrade its essential meaning as well as to complicate it. So typically of Crowley, he's probably suggesting here that it's perhaps a slight warning that some material possessions in themselves may not bring about the happiness that we want, and to be careful what we wish for. So I think he's just really saying that, and maybe just look a bit deeper into our lives as to what we actually want our happiness to be based around. If you're interested in the notes on these, they're on my website, and I'll give you the address of that in the Dropbox below the video there. Okay, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next card.